I think there was some more Ken news though. So I saw this on Twitter earlier. We can actually find the original tweet, but Ken Carson posted that he's doing the Fighting My Demons music video soon. But if you notice right below it, Lyrical Lemonade, or did they delete the tweet? Okay, so anyway, he does a little MP4 situation. Fighting My Demons, fighting my demons. Okay, that's not what I saw right here. That's what it is. Fighting My Demons MP4. Cole Bennett puts a lock underneath it. Okay, and then if you go to his tweet, like maybe a week ago, before A Great Chaos dropped, I think it was like the week leading up to it. It seems like they dropped. Here it is, AGC. So it seems like he's dropping a music video. That would be huge. That would be similar to the Yeet music video. And Kent doesn't really need it necessarily, but it would help. He already got the Drake cosign. He already got the Cardi cosign. Obviously, he got the Uzi cosign. He probably has a bunch of cosigns coming through in the near future, since of course he signed to Cardi, but like he's getting to that level now, and he sold 45K or 42, I think was the official number, or that it hasn't been a full week, I don't think, but the projections are like getting clearer and clearer. So if he gets the Lyrical Lemonade music video, this might blow him out of the water completely. Now, I don't know if it's, you know, mainstream music necessarily, but he does own this niche of like the grunge, undergroundy type music, mosh pit performance. So that'll do well. It would be crazy to see, and I know it would have to be super trippy and go back to maybe Cole Bennett's roots, which would be cool to see, because I feel like he's been doing more professional type scenes in a way. The editing's still cool, but it's like super professional, which I guess Ken Carson's music videos in the past have been super professional, like VFX type stuff. So this is going to be a banger. I don't normally watch music videos. It's just not my thing too much. Like, I'd rather just hear the song. If I watch the music video, that's cool too, but like, I don't know, it's just not something I do in the background like a lot of people. I watch like finance YouTubers. But yeah, this will be a banger. He want to be Yeet. So what are you talking about, bro? Ken was out before Yeet, and they probably got songs together. I think there was a couple leaks of Yeet and Ken. Nobody trying to be Yeet, bro, except for like maybe super underground artists or like Lunchbox or something. but Ken is on his own shit for sure. I don't think he's making music like anyone other than maybe Cardi, but they're like under the same label, or he's Cardi's artist. I don't even think they make that similar music anyway. They might just rap on, you know, similar producer beats because it, you know, Filthy rolls with them, Starboy, Out of Town, all of the people in the Opium camp, Gabe, that kind of thing. But I don't think Ken's trying to be anybody. He's kind of running this shit low key. Him, Lone, Yeet. Is there really anybody else from this generation that's like putting up the same numbers as them? I don't think so. SoFaygo's like out of that question right now, because he still needs to prove himself to go mainstream, get out of the purgatory of underground. That boy got to be 13. Nah, facts. Future. I mean, everybody's trying to be Future, to be honest, because he's like the OG. Him and Thug in Atlanta. And I feel like Future's music is easier to pull off because, I mean, Future's obviously goated. He's one of my favorite artists ever. But, you know, Young Thug, to be a Young Thug clone, like, you gotta like really crazy with the, like the, you know what I'm talking about, like the melodies and the fluctuations of your voice. Future's kind of just like chill. You get the low voice, turn on the auto tune. Although Future is a certified hit maker. He just knows how to put together catchy hooks and shit. Don't really understand the hype. Well, the hype comes from Cardi, obviously, because anything that Cardi touches turns to gold. I'm not gonna lie. As I always say, he could sign a fucking squirrel, and that artist is gonna be one of the most poppin' artists in the underground, and then 2 years later become mainstream, because that's just the success. I was talking to someone earlier. The rap game is basically predicated upon cosigns. I feel like that's the easiest way to go up. You get a cosign from, it doesn't even have to be Drake, but like look at Yeet. He got with Slay World. got essentially cosigns slash pictures, but like, you know, the credibility, it's all about credibility. Not even necessarily in the streets or anything. You don't have to be a gangster, but like if everybody in the game who's already hot messes with you, then the fans will start messing with you too. Because as we also know, music isn't even really the forefront anymore. It's again the credibility, how cool you are, your aesthetics. And then people will like even put up with trash music if they just think you're cool on Instagram. It's a fact. And so as I said before, Ken Carson, the hype, but same thing with Lone. Like, not saying they don't have good music, but like anybody signing to Cardi is just gonna go up. That's how it is. So as I said before, cosigns. You got, you know, Slay World, and then he got what, like a bunch of TikTok hits, the Drake cosign, Lyrical Lemonade. I don't even think he really went up all too much from Drake, but then I don't know. It just helped the conversation because people were like, oh shit, Drake's fucking with him now. Who else? Uzi, Gunna, then he got Thug. Like, you're just stacking cosigns on cosigns and the Infinity Stones. And then once you got everybody chilling with you, I mean, there are like artists who are popping just strictly off of cosigns at this point, like the features on their albums, such as Nav. And y'all, I don't hate Nav. I think he's got some good music too sometimes, or at least his older music, but his projects are literally just filled with features, and he gets a lot of streams because he just has a lot of cosigns for people. That's how it goes. Ken going way more than Lone. That is definitely, that conversation switched, I feel like, because after No Stylist and X, those were like the two competing projects, because it was you know, Project X, Ken kind of got like a head start. He was the first artist on Opium. That blew up. Great project. Definitely paved the way for like underground rage music. More than just like Trippie Redd and Cardi and SoFaygo, because he kind of like set the tone for like a different type of it. But anyway, X kind of like, I don't know, was underwhelming a little bit to me at least. And people, it was kind of accepted objectively that Destroy Lonely's No Stylist project was better than X, even though some people might disagree with me. But personally, I thought so too. I thought that was a great project, No Stylist. And then Lone, everybody was expecting that album to go crazy if looks could kill. And it did, sales wise, 29K. But then Ken Carson came back with and Lone signed after Ken, but then he ended up selling more on it, or like had the first project that actually did mainstream numbers, kinda 29K if you consider that mainstream. And then Ken came in with a 42K for A Great Chaos, and now everybody's saying, oh wait, Ken Carson's actually the top dog in Opium, which he kind of is right now, especially again with, I feel like kids nowadays are more listening to hype music than like the slow music that Destroy Lonely dropped, the more chill smoker music. Like, people want to jump around and pop Molly and go to concerts, not just sit around and be like even though people still do that, they be off drugs, but maybe not Molly. People want to get excited though. So yeah, I think right now for sure, certainly Ken Carson is the top dog in Opium. Now, will that change? Potentially. I think they'll be going back and forth a little bit, although I think it'll be hard for Lone to beat 42K. But depending on, did he have any features on If Looks Could Kill other than Ken Carson? That's a good thing to look at, because Ken got Uzi and Lone, and there was a big push behind that project. But I think Lone, only got Ken Carson. So if he gets like Cardi, or even though we know that's not gonna happen, but Uzi or whatever, like maybe there will be more push behind it. I feel like he could work with a lot of people because he's got more of a, I don't know, a less distinct sound than Ken Carson, because I feel like a lot of people trying to hop on a filthy beat, like that's just not gonna work. Like, imagine Drake trying to hop on that. We already saw or heard what happened on the Yeet song, where Drake just sounded so out of place on that Yeet beat. But then with Ken Carson, it's even worse. Like, it's even harder, or even more, I don't even know how to describe it, like more energy or something, too fast paced for Drake. I don't know if he could handle that. Opium got no longevity, they on life support. Well, if there's something I've learned from the industry, Again, it ain't even about the music, it's about the perception. And right now, like, again, there are artists that just live completely off of cosigns. So if they keep putting up good numbers first week sales, that's really like all that people care about. And then maybe not like the sales actually, but they'll think like, oh, this artist is hot, I'm gonna keep listening to him. Whereas if the fall off allegations start, then that's when they stop. I don't know, people stop caring about them, or like they fall out of the conversation, like a lot of artists that we don't even talk about in the 2016. But yeah, that's all that matters. It's all perception, really. I mean, people even buying first week sales out here, that's just the game. It's like taking steroids when you're an athlete. You kind of got to, or else you will fall out of the conversation, even though that sucks and it's not even about the music. So I think SoFaygo can make a comeback. Bro, I want him to, but again, that just completely proves my point with the perception, because the music is there. The past couple of songs or projects SoFaygo dropped are exactly like his old music, or very similar to it, and it's quality songs. But because he's not putting up like the same numbers as Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, and he's not in like the mainstream narrative, or like the underground pages aren't posting him, then it's just not doing well, and people are saying he fell off regardless of the music. The music isn't even part of the conversation at that point. So you could, I mean, back in like 2020, I bet you people were saying, including myself, I think, again, SoFaygo is one of the most talented artists, if not the most talented, other than maybe like Yeet or something, artists in this generation. However, because he's like, so there's so much appeal to it, to like a bigger crowd. He's got the melodies, he can actually sing, all that. However, again, because he doesn't, or like they just haven't done a good job with like the promotion or like remaining consistent, now people are saying, oh, he has no longevity, right? Because he hasn't, and now Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely have lasted longer than him. So it all comes down to just keeping the promo up, whether it's organic or it's paid or whatever. The first week sales, people were saying pink hearts sold triple copper or triple styrofoam cup type shit, and now like he's just out of it. Like people keep asking like, can he come back? The conversation before, he had the Travis Scott co-sign, they were like, oh, is he gonna be the next Uzi or whatever? I saw that in some Reddit post, and we talked about it a long time ago. And now what? Because again, objectively, if you played SoFaygo and Ken or Lone to like a random bystander on the street, they'd probably say, oh, SoFaygo actually, you know, he's got the talent to be, you know, the next Don Toliver or next Uzi or something like that, because he just got that like that mainstream sound, the TikTok thing. But then because he's out of the conversation, he's not doing the same numbers anymore. And once you fall off, it's honestly harder to come back, because there's gonna be people hating in your, like with what's happening with Trippie Redd. There's always this negative connotation about him biting Cardi, or just falling off, or the numbers aren't doing as well on his latest projects, the too many features on album, whatever it is. And so even when you come back with a good song, even if SoFaygo comes back with a great song, there's always gonna be people in the comments like not even giving me the time of day, or just hating on it, which potentially if someone just finds out or discovers about SoFaygo on an Instagram post or TikTok, whatever, but they see everyone hating on it, they're like gonna be like, oh no, they're gonna be turned off and not wanting to listen to it, because humans are tribal, so we want to listen to what other people are listening to. It's like music is just a form of communication in its core, you know? Only saying Ken Carson better than Drake, bro. I mean, you're right, it is little kids saying that shit. But at the same time, the kids run the narrative. That's what I tell artists this. I'm like, they'll say, you know, it's just the kids saying that, it's just such and such hating on me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you're not going to see any grown men going on comment sections, pushing an agenda for or against you, because we all got jobs, bro. It's the kids who are going to be running the conversation about you. So you low-key got to get them on your side. And if people are saying Ken is going to be better than Drake or whatever, it's pushing the agenda. It's definitely making a great chaos go up to the point where like now Carson is reacting to it and it's selling well, etc., you know? So the kids and fans are most important, even if they are delusional. You're 21. Well, I'm not talking about you necessarily. I'm just saying in general, the kids are running the conversation. Mostly, there are grown men or teenagers or young men, let's say, who are still, I don't know, taking part or participating online on social media about these projects, but you're definitely outpowered by 13 to like 18-year-olds. That's really how it is. And yes, the kids are the future for what the industry will be. So if they're liking something now, it's only gonna, like, when they get older, they're growing up with these artists, and they're gonna be influencing the 10-year-olds who are gonna start listening to music now. It's like a never-ending cycle. But it evolves. People grow out of listening to music. Like, a lot of people have grown out of listening to Uzi and Trippy and some of the older artists that have fallen off, like, again, ones that we don't even talk about, like Lil Skies, let's say. Where is that dude?